Hey guys, STLYoungblood with you, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about why the Mosquito got hit a little bit harder with the Nerf bat than the other factions ESFs did. Now, it's something that I've seen some mild complaining about on like Reddit and on the official forums and a couple other places. No one's really in an outcry about it because in reality it's a pretty minor nerf compared to the other two. But there is a couple reasons why. When we talk about the Mosquito, it's got the smallest hitbox overall compared to the other ones, and sure, the Scythe kind of excels in a couple areas as well. We know the Reaver's a flying brick, so that is obviously a benefit for the Mosquito. Its overall speed is the fastest when you take out the afterburning time. And now it's got the largest magazine for both its default nose gun and its rotary. Now, on the flip side, it does the least amount of damage with its nose gun, but those are kind of three traits that it actually has going for it. It does a lot of sustained damage, it's quick, it's nimble, it's small, those sorts of things. Now, the reason that was listed for the change was that it was outperforming other ESFs by a long shot. Now, with that in mind, the things I just mentioned are obviously benefits that it has, but I don't think it's actually the fighter itself. I don't think it's the Mosquito that was the main reason that it was outperforming the other factions. I think that had a little bit to do with it, but honestly, I think this goes back to the Striker. Now, we all know the Striker's actually been nerfed and changed, and it's in a pretty good place right now. That being said, the Striker had so much aerial denial. I mean, anything that got close was toast. So what happened then was the TR always was able to keep more fighters in the air. They got to practice more. They were less hesitant to pull more fighters out when they were destroyed. The Striker really did take a lot of the VS and NC fighters out of the sky, and I think there was so much frustration that a lot of NC and VS pilots just flat out gave up. And as a result, the TR pilot's skill in general increased well beyond that of the NC and the VS. Not to mention, how many times have you flown into an area and actually seen a swarm of mosquitoes, pun only a little bit intended, but where they just massively outnumber the other faction's fighters? Now, when you've got higher numbers, it's going to artificially inflate some of the other, kill counts as well. You got more mosquitoes out there fighting more Reavers, then all of a sudden it's going to look like the Mosquito is outperforming the Reaver. Now, this all kind of combines, and this is part of the reason why there's some absolutely top-level elite-tier pilots on the NC and in the VS that just lived through some of the awful Striker times. That's also why there's still a lot of low-skill pilots in those factions, too. It's either going to be those that are either learning for the first time or relearning to fly in a non-Striker world. So I think what we'll see over time is that the fighters in general and the skill level are going to kind of come to a medium. You're going to see it start to level off, but it's going to take a long time. It's going to be an uphill battle for the NC and the VS, and because of that, I think the nerf overall is justified, even though I can see it being extremely frustrating, for the Mosquito pilots that are just learning and starting out. That being said, in reality, it only got nerfed slightly more than the other two factions, so it's not going to be a big deal. But I thought it was beneficial to put this out. I think that overall, at least in my mind, in essence, it's the Mosquito got the biggest nerf because of its own faction's weapon and the effect it had on gameplay. So, let me know what you guys think. That's kind of my opinion. I don't think anybody's come out and said it yet, but I think it's kind of the unintended consequence of that particular weapon and how they had to address it. So, let me know what you think. Stay tuned for more, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.